how's it going? It's the preamble. It's a bit of the show we don't like. Where we have to say clearly and distinctly that we're aware we're being surveilled. We don't like it. We didn't ask for it. If anyone's making money off of it, it is not us. And we want it to fucking stop. I want to talk about celebrity today, but in order to do that, I have to talk about Transgender Day of Visibility from a couple of years ago. So, when we were still working for North Care, uh, on Transgender Day of Visibility, the last year we were there, 2 years ago, we posted a post. Remy posted a selfie, uh, and along with the selfie was text, Happy Trans Day of Visibility, and as long as we have you here, um, trans rights are human rights, sex work is real work, all cops are bastards. Just a basic fucking post. It's not in any way terribly controversial, I shouldn't think. Um, so as they posted that, and we didn't really think anything about it until we were on the bus ride home, and as the bus pulled into uh, the oh shit, what is it called? The places where all the bus are, the terminal, I guess. Um, the depot rather. As the bus pulled into the depot, it was stopped by about 7 cops. And when I say it was stopped, I don't mean that the cops like pulled the bus driver over or like talked to anyone to have a conversation about some legal thing that was happening. I mean that in the concourse of the transit station, where people aren't supposed to just fucking stand, was a group of about 7 cops just standing in front of the bus, not moving or making any sign that there should be something going on, just blocking our bus. It stayed like that for a couple minutes. They finally moved to the side. The bus pulled in. Uh, the group of them leered at us specifically, as we walked from the bus we were on to our connecting bus. So when we say surveillance is itself an inherent threat, that's the fucking reason why. While, as I said in our written statement a little while ago when we first started doing these preambles, um, we don't believe that this is some incredibly dangerous government operation that no one can speak out against for fear of being thrown into Guantanamo, because, quite frankly, we're not worth that. Um, we understand that it comes with a degree of danger and that getting close does expose you to um, a stream that fucking cops obviously goddamn look at. Because, of course, they do. Hey, by the way, when we say all cops are bastards and your response to that is, is by seeing it through your citizen surveillance mechanism to go, oh, let's go block public transit to harass and concern them, you're not doing anything but proving our point. And it's the reason that we don't get close to people anymore, because we try not to bring that to other people's doorstep as much as possible. And if it looks like at this time we seem to care more about um, getting the attention of X YouTuber, Y celebrity, Z political figure, it is because those are people that have some degree of institutional power. They're people that can keep themselves safe from the goddamn minor league fucking horror show that we're stuck in. And hopefully it will be not as difficult to ask them to take that risk because they have shields available for things like that. Something that we should have thought of is the reason that groups, people of that nature have a degree of institutional power is because they are willing to play ball with the sort of institutions that pull shit like this. And maybe they're not willing to call that out or face the ramifications of losing that institutional power as a result. JTD, Jason the Gangsta, Jason Paul wrote in his book, Damn What I Write This Book, about WWE needing a union, but that it probably would never have one because it would require the people at the top of the WWE food chain to give up the pretty comfortable lifestyle that WWE provides for its top stars, and he despaired of that happening. I don't know. It would be nice. It would be nice to not be in this anymore. The reason we ask for help from people above us is because we do need a hand up. We don't think that XYZ public figure are our best friends. We just, A, don't care about hierarchy, and B, absolutely need a summon to complete this fucking boss fight, right? Or we're wrong. Hey, prove us wrong. Because all we need is a little bit of information to actually be able to fight this properly. We don't particularly give a fuck who it comes from. You can reach us at joyandsolace@gmail.com or on the Fediverse at Eternal September at thick.horse or on Discord at Joyous Amalgamation or YouTube and Twitch, wherever you're seeing this video. All right. That didn't take quite as long as I thought it did. Or I sort of thought it was going to. So we're still about 10 minutes early, but fuck it. I'm just going to play the music, and then we're going to get into Talos Principle 2. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all those who do not feel represented by an oppressive gender binary, hello and welcome. How are you doing? Oh, I forgot to hit the button. There we go. Went through all the trouble to make this. By which I mean I did it in a slapdash fashion in the middle of last stream. I'm September. You're whoever the hell you say you are, for better or for worse. So I don't know. Maybe better. We're gonna play more Talos Principle 2, which I'm very excited by. We spent a lot of last stream just kind of walking around talking to people in New Jerusalem and sort of getting a vibe for what it's like there. We're considered to be special, and that sucks. Um, and people are having a whole bunch of feelings about whether or not that they should, as a society, continue expanding. I suppose we'll talk about that more later. It's one of the main themes of the game. I need to do content warnings before I jump into the rest of it. So let's do that. Hey, the Talos Principle 2 is a puzzle game An environmental puzzle game in the sort of vein of Portal, where we are going to be walking around a massive megastructure and doing things with lasers and wires. There is not non-violence because there are no nuns in the game to do violence on, but there is also some amount of violence in the form of uh, happy fun balls that explode or chain guns that will shoot you if you get too close. I hope to not fuck up the puzzles to the extent that that will happen very often, but there it is. It's not a game that trades in its violence. It is absolutely a lost state, but it. What I mean is that it's not glorified violence, and we're mechanical in nature, so there's not blood and gore associated with it. It's just, hey, you fucked up, the thing shot you, and you lost. Back to start. The game also plays with philosophical concepts. I said this last stream, and I'm probably going to keep saying it. If the Talos Principle 1 sort of plays with the idea of what it is to be a human, Talos Principle 2 plays with the idea of what it is to be a society. And it shows a lot of different angles on that idea. Sometimes presented in text, sometimes presented by our companions. I don't remember anything being unbelievably um, distasteful, but there were in the Talos Principle a couple of things that they were presented as distasteful, but just showing like, hey, here's some bullshit that people have thought in the past. So be on the lookout for that. I'll try to do more specific content warnings as we go. What else? Is there anything else? Oh, right, eye contact. Hey, much like the scene you're seeing right now, a lot of the conversations in the game are with our companions looking directly into the camera. So if that's something that you have some problems with, they look a lot more, for want of a better term, human in the face than my little TV head. So if that sort of eye contact bothers you, that's something to look out for. And I think that's it in terms of the game. Content warning for myself. I am a strange person who occasionally makes weird sex jokes or speaks frankly about my trauma. And if that's not your vibe, that's okay. If you find that something you're comfortable being around, I'm happy to have you here. If you're here specifically to mock that, don't be. Go do a different thing. Um, at this point, you can just like go online and listen to a whole bunch of stuff like for free, like classics of literature, because the the copyrights lifted on shit like that. Picture of Dorian Gray is very good. I'm sorry, Portrait of Dorian Gray. Excuse me. Library cards are free. Oh shit, we need to sign up for a library card now that we're in Oregon. That's something I'll do probably over the weekend. But right now I'm going to play Talos Principle. Let me double click the things that make the Talos Principle appear. No, that's OBS Studio. That's the icon for OBS Studio, which is already running. I can tell because you're seeing the stream. If you're seeing the stream. The stream's running, and I suppose that if you can hear my voice, odds are high that you are experiencing the stream in some way. Picked up really quickly that time. Let's go ahead and hit the button. Did that button do the thing I wanted it to do? It didn't. There it goes. I'll just have a sip of my lemon squeezy real quick. 1K should have been non-binary. Well, I don't think anyone gives us a pronoun at any point. I think we're referred to as they or have been so far. Also, 1000 is not a binary number. It's not divisible by 8. Wait, that's wrong, isn't it? Sorry, I'm suddenly trying to do math in my head, and that's a bad thing to do. Hi, Multi. How's it going? All right. They absolutely refer to 1K with he, him pronouns from what we recall. I didn't notice that, but I'll keep an ear out for it as we go forward. It's very possible you're right, and I just sort of buzzed over it in my joy at being back in the gorgeous robot city. We've done our first lap of New Jerusalem, and we're about to go join the expedition. We just need to talk to Melville, and then I said it last week, and I'll say it again.
So, what's the verdict?
The gaming rig that we're on right now is not quite beefy enough to do the things that we're asking it to do. So the cutscene is going to be sort of laggy, probably, and the sound cues might not match up with the dialogue or visuals. We'll get to the other side of it. It will be fine. Yes, Melville, this is an opportunity that we can't pass up.
Pretty convincing, huh? Well, we'll see. I just wonder how much of the city is going to fall apart while I'm gone. Actually, we haven't been formally introduced. I'm Melville, New Jerusalem's only decent engineer. Saved you from the elevator.
It's nice to meet you. People call me 1K.
Pleasure. Now let's get this show on the road. You ready to go?
Absolutely. Let's kick the tires and light the fires.
Here we go. Hold on to your hats.
We really need to update those language libraries.
Or we need to make more hats.
We have a chance to make a real difference here. It's not just about what we find on that island. It's about who we want to be as a people, as a civilization. To remind ourselves that we used to be wanderers, explorers. We used to yearn for distant shores and dream of building new cities. Let's see if we can rekindle that flame a little.
Huh, I never really noticed the...
All right, this is going to be a long journey, so I would like to ask you to switch to sleep mode to conserve power until we arrive at the island.
Nighty-night.
The control scheme of the sort of helicopter.
You have chosen a dangerous path, a path that will demand sacrifice. But that, my child, is how the future is built.
Great.
Wakey, wakey, robot people. Say goodbye to Elohim and say hello to the mysterious island.
Hi, Mysterious Island. I'm Dad.
Status report, please.
We hit some headwinds over the ocean, so fuel consumption turned out a bit higher than expected, but we should be okay. We're approaching the center of the island now. This should be the location of the largest of the artificial structures we detected.
How large are we talking? Do we have precise measurements?
Should be coming into view just about... Whoa. It's big.
Yup.
You can say that again.
You can fit so many Bass Pro Shops in there.
Mega structure. If I had a spine, it'd be shivering.
Ha! I knew this would be exciting. Yakut, find us a place to set down.
On it.
It really is incredible.
I didn't do the image description, but perhaps from my dismissive Bass Pro Shop comment, you might have guessed it is a
Remember to turn on streaming, everyone?
it is a giant pyramid. With what looks like
Mention that I hate flying. If our creators had intended us to fly, they'd have given us jetpacks.
with a big sort of triangular shape in the middle of it that looks like it's a circuit, kind of. It's got like wires and doohickeys coming off of it. Act 1, a voice in the wilderness. The answer is yes.
All right, everybody. I'm sure you're all just as excited as I am, but let's at least have some semblance of order. Yakut, I want a map of the island and a molecular analysis of, well, everything. Melville, tell me what the giant pyramid does. The rest of us will start exploring.
Sounds cool. We have dropped down
Shouldn't the
into...
expedition leader stay at the VTOL?
Why do you hate fun, Al?
I don't hate fun. I'm just mildly suspicious of it.
Excellent. Then we can all go.
This underground structure seems to be part of some kind of transport system. No power, though.
I'm not making any promises, but I might be able to fix the transport system. However, I don't like just randomly poking at things. That's how you get electrocuted. So please check the surrounding structures to see if you can find anything that might help me make sense of this stuff. Schematics, blueprints, a manual would be great.
We are just given the directive to explore the area. Nope, that's gone. Find schematics. We cannot talk to Yakut right now. Yakut? See, the thing about it, I know I said what I said about robots and hats. But we did meet fucking, Doge at the last stream, and, like... I can't not picture that fucker in a fedora. So let's come down here. Alcatraz was having a look at this. It looks like some sort of bullet sled.
Hey, 1K, check out these coordinates.
Which is clearly on a rail system leading to an unopened hatch. apparently Yakut found something and put it on our what's the word? Compass up at the top of the screen, which we have. And it directs us to where things are. In the meantime, oh no, I guess we'll just have to, until the bullet sled is fixed, walk across this gorgeous environment lined with evergreen trees and small bluffs of rock. What a tragedy that I have to experience all this gorgeous nature. Alright, so what the hell is over here? Well, what the hell's over there, actually? Because that's not where our compass is pointing us to, but there's a structure over there with what looks like some sort of golden winged statue on it. I guess we'll go this way first, because it is like right here, the thing we're being directed to. There's another bluff of rock and a hole. I say a hole cut out into it. It's absolutely like a walkway. It looks like a
different from the other structures.
Bunker.
Older.
Have a look around, 1K.
It sort of reminds me of the, because I have this particular type of brain poisoning, the mountain base that fucking Stargate SG-1 takes place in. It's all concrete lined halls and exposed piping. What's in this way? In this area that looks a lot more...
Some sort of experiment here.
This area looks a lot more put together and futuristic. With glow lighting. It looks like we took a step out of Halo and into Mass Effect. Use palm reader. Let's look at this thing first. Okay. So there's a table here. And as we approach it, some lasers start firing on it. So there's three lasers, a red, a orange, or I'm sorry, an orange, a blue, and what's the third one? Green. And two of them fire at once. They go into a sort of central sphere. And the lasers come out of the sphere the third unused color. So, like, blue and orange become a green, blue and green become an orange, green and orange become a blue. Let's use this palm reader. Terminal. Talos Principle 2A. A fragment from Stratton's On the Universe. Amantius. I grant you, then, that man is indeed like Talos and cannot escape his material nature, despite the claims of metaphysics, as you many times have said. Nicomachus? Too many, perhaps. Stratton. Repetition is the mother of teaching, at least when the students are hard-headed. Amintius. But what does this tell us about the nature of the universe, which is what we are discussing? Stratton. That is the next question we must undertake to answer. We begin with the self because that is what determines our existence as individuals, but the self cannot exist without that which surrounds it. The citizen lives within the city lives within the cosmos, and so now we must apply the principle we have discovered to the wider world and ask, if man is like a machine, could it be that the universe is similar in nature, and if so, what follows from that fact? A footnote, the use of the term metaphysics in this context is likely an error introduced into the Trebizond manuscript. The fragmentary Heraclean manuscript controversially uses superstitions instead. Noema project, point 1. Progress notes, trials 0000001 through 0000003, version 0.01 successfully deployed. Input output consistent. A absolutely massive chunk of letters and numbers that are absolutely going to be more hex code. I'm glad that I kept that thing bookmarked. I'll come back to it later. Trials 3 through 4, I'm not going to say the zeros. Insufficient, another chunk of hex code. Trials 5 through 6, version 0.02, testing failed, power grid to unstable. There's also schematic 5358. Downloading and downloaded, apparently. We sent it off to Melville.
Thanks, 1K. Let's see what we've got here. The file format is the same one we use in New Jerusalem, although some parts aren't loading correctly. And it crashed. Hold on. There we go. Okay. You know what? I'll hack together a solution for the transport system.
Return to the station. So I'll do that in a second. First of all, I want to keep looking around the bunker that I'm in. Even though there does not appear to be much of interest, just this massive turbine, presumably powering all of the stuff in the Mass Effect room we saw. And before I go back to the station, I do want to look over whatever that massive building is with the statue on top of it. New interface content available. Okay, Yakut uploaded a picture of this thing. The Astronomical Temple. I wasn't entirely sure what to call this. It looks like a temple and sort of astronomy themed. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. I do that. It doesn't seem to be active in any way, but I can't help but think the design implies some kind of significance, like it's hiding a secret. But again, maybe my imagination is getting the better of me. Okay, sure. What the hell is it? Like, it's got an ornate walkway leading to it. It has to be something.
Looks like a temple.
Uh-huh. So as we, well, fell off the walkway, but that's fine, and die. As we walk into it, the walls are deep blue with golden sort of, they look like a cross between star charts and electrical diagrams, leading up to a massive golden circle with a bunch of indentations in it. We cannot activate it in any way, so we'll just remember it's here and come back later. I guess let's return to the station. Sorry to be quiet. I'm just back in the. I'm just back in the feeling for a little bit of goddamn. It's pretty. I love the. Even though the megastructure is a massive, looming, mysterious thing, I still like seeing it there. Uh-oh. It's that, purple particle cloud, the one that brought Prometheus to us the first time. And it has created a massive sort of radio tower.
Am I in sleep mode, or did that thing just materialize out of thin air?
Melville, I want an analysis of that particle cloud.
On it. Anyone got a butterfly net?
Can I get over to where that is from here? I debated for a second whether or not I should do that or just do the thing that my HUD is telling me to do, which is return to the station. But no, I do kind of want to see if I can't get over to the new radio tower and see if that's a thing. Oh, no, that's a wall. I can't get over to... I'd have to be able to scale a maybe 40-foot uneven rock wall in order to get there, which Listen, I feel I could do that. I understand why the game disagrees. But no, let's head back down to the station where Al is scanning the gate and the track.
Capsule 1K.
All right. Press E to enter capsule. Probably a better term than bullet train. I'm gonna go with that.
I'm connecting the transport system to our interface. Hold on.
Cool. So there's the center area of the megastructure, and there are nodes leading off to the north, south, east, and west on our mini-map here. There are 3 nodes, to each cardinal direction, and we're being pushed over here to Grasslands Ring East 1, an artificial ring-like structure on the wide lowlands east of our base camp. Where the HUD is helpfully telling us there are 8 main puzzles, 2 lost puzzles, 1 gold puzzle, 1 lost lab, and 2 stars.
Where is the capsule taking 1K?
To that enclosed area in the eastern lowlands. I put all the information we have on the map screen. Check out your interface.
Thanks. Sorry, my bad.
We'll catch up with you soon, 1K.
We head predictably through a very dark glass tunnel. Out to more beautiful fucking scenery. Explore the area.
Magnificent. Look at that tower. I wonder what it's for.
There is, out in the distance, a massive tower with curved sides leading up to a central kind of circular opening at the top. How close can I get to that? Go ahead and do a big run. Well. Well, okay, let's look at that first. There is a ring-shaped entrance blocking us off from the tower. It is very clearly a barrier like the ones we see in puzzle rooms. There's some openings to either side, like there's a thing that goes in there, but we don't have anything that goes in there. Passing by that there's a couple of puzzle rooms that are very clearly marked 1 and 2. So I guess let's do the game thing and go into 1 first. See how that plays out. RGB shifting.
Is that a puzzle?
Why would there be a puzzle?
Let's solve it and find out. 1K, go ahead.
I have a reoccurring nightmare just like this.
Over here there's a thingy to press. There's not a tetromino around here, I don't think. It doesn't look like it, so I guess the thingy to press over there is our goal, in the absence of holy sigils. A much more secular puzzle is this. In order to open the gate blocking the thingy from us, we need to press 2 buttons. There are 2 boxes back here, but they're locked off by gates. And we have here something that the game is calling an RGB converter. It's another thing on a tripod, but rather than just being a sort of prism, it's a spinning kind of radar dish looking thing. And it's doing the thing that we saw happening in that room we were in, the Mass Effect room. It's taking the lasers from a red and a blue emitter, and when it hits both of those, it turns into a green emitter, a green laser, which is sending it off to a green receiver over there. So in order to get these red and blue doors open, we need to...
That device was not in the simulation.
Take the blue and the green. Oh, that's nice. The, we selected the blue... Hang on, actually, let me... All right, cool. So we select one of the lasers, and the little radar dish shows that one half of it lights up blue, showing that we've selected a blue one. Then when we select the green one, the other one glows green for a second, and then the whole thing turns red, showing us what color it's going to be when it comes out. That's fantastic. That is such clear design, and I love it. Let's go ahead and grab this box. And now let's do the same thing with the blue receiver over there. So we'll need a red, and a green. Accidentally dropped it. Green, and red. It turns blue, so we set it down and get that door open. Now we have both those boxes. And now we need to make the green laser again so that we can get back through that first door, but that's okay. We know how to do that. Good tutorializing. Good tutorializing shows you the theory in isolation. Has it set up when you come in so you can see it working, and then lets you do it for yourself a couple of times so you can get used to the idea. Love it. Let's press this button. Use progress wheel.
Whoa, I'm reading an enormous energy spike.
It's another particle cloud.
Oh, well, let's follow it, I guess. It looks like it's headed over towards that gate. So it went past the barrier, and we can't follow it through, but it is...
The cloud's been absorbed by some sort of device.
Fascinating. Melville?
Yeah. I'll add it to the pile of weird stuff.
Notably also, one of the two thingies on either side of the gate is glowing now. So I guess if we go ahead and finish number 2 here, that gate should probably open. So let's do that. Reconnection. Here's another of the converters. There's another converter up in there. Oh, there's the progress wheel, so that's what we need to move forward. So we'll just... Okay. So we need a red laser to open that gate. But I don't think there's a place I can stand that's going to let me hit the blue and the green to get the red laser, and then also be able to hit that receiver over there. Yeah, it goes right through the wall. Clearly not supposed to do that. So let's do that again. We'll get that blue and that green, and we'll use it to open this other red gate over here. Which gives us another converter. And oh, okay, got it. So what we do is we take the converter that we just used, and we hit the red, come here, we hit the red and the blue emitter to make a green laser. And now we can use that like a green emitter that we can actually reach. And hit the blue emitter there, and that gives us a red that we can actually divert over to there. Love it. Beautiful. New interface content available, apparently. I'm gonna go check that out here in a second. So, I forget who it was who said it, but someone, when we first landed, said, remember to turn on streaming. So everything we're doing is visible to anyone at New Jerusalem who wishes to tune in. And so we're going to be...
this machine that absorbs the particle clouds. As far as I can tell, it uses the energy of the particles to build giant tetrominos?
Excuse me?
Oh, good.
It's another puzzle. Collect enough energy, build a bridge, access the tower. I think.
What is this, a theme park?
Maybe it's an experiment. A rat maze.
It seems like an echo of the simulation. Not a deliberate recreation, but built around the same core principles. Let's not jump to conclusions, though. What's clear is that this place was meant to be explored. So let's do that.
Oop. Okay. So finally being able to go through the gate. We can get a little closer to the tower. There's a... I am just going to use the word Stargate again, because that's what it looks like. A big ring with dots around it. 2 of them are lit up, so presumably there are more puzzles. We're told that there are 8 puzzles here on our HUD. And just beyond that is a little platform that looks like it's made of tetrominos. And as we stand on it, we're given a list of Tetris pieces that we can make real and put down in front of us. To create a bridge that will presumably, once we have them all, be able to let us get to the tower. But right now, it's just... we only have a couple and cannot get very far. Yakut was over here somewhere. And they had a speech bubble on them, so I'd like to talk to them. They appear to have walked away, and I cannot see them right now. That's fine. I'm sure we'll run into them eventually. In the meantime, let's do puzzles. The ones that we have done, the number 1 and number 2, the lights on their signs have turned off, presumably, as we have completed them. There's even a very nice little, sign showing us that if we go left down this path, we'll find puzzles 3 and 4. To the right are 5, 6, 7, and 8. Forward is the tower. There's also a picture of a gate to know what that is, and 2 triangles that are sort of separate from everything else. Deal with it as it comes. So the architecture around here isn't very like Greco-Roman or Egyptian or medieval inspired like the other like the areas in Talos Principle 1 were. They're sort of I made the reference to Halo a little while ago, and I guess I stand by that. It's a lot of brutalist kind of concrete, but it's still got very pretty like reflecting pools and pillars and arches. 3 over this way. Castling. Alright, so there's the progress wheel. It's behind a barrier locked by a red gate. Then we have a blue gate with a connector behind it, and then another gate which is activated by a button that has a green emitter behind it. So, in order to use the lasers to open a red gate, we need a blue and a green laser. All right, hang on. So let's take the converter. Because the only emitter that we have out in the main area is the red one. That doesn't help us. We need at least 2. So let's go ahead and hit that. And the blue receiver over there. And when we put this combiner down on the button, yep, it connects all those lasers the way we want. And then over there we need, oh, okay. So there's not a blue laser in here. And we need the... So we need to use this connector to be a blue laser so that we can actually connect a blue laser and a green laser to make the red beam we need to shoot out there. But we can't do that the way we have it because putting a connector in the spot we would normally make it would cause the lasers to hit the other lasers and they'd cancel out. Right, okay, hang on. We just need to do that like this. We'll hit the green and the red to make that blue. And we'll take it off the button and put it as close as we can get away with, like right about there. And we'll take the other converter. We'll hit the green and the blue. Nope, stop that. Hit the green and the blue connector with that. Then hit the receiver over there, and then we put this on the button. There we go. That's what I wanted. And now we touch the, again, charmingly named Wheel of Progress.
Keep solving these, 1K. Let's see where it leads.
New interface content available. Notes on the puzzles present on the island. From Al. It seems that each of the structures on the island, with the exception of the megastructure itself, is surrounded by a cluster of puzzles resembling those found in the simulation and in our booting sequence. Completing a puzzle releases a particle cloud, which then autonomously flies into the device that assembles tetrominoes. The puzzles even come with titles, hijacking the vestigial code designed to display puzzle names in the simulation. It's unclear whether this represents a potential security issue, but the matter should be given consideration. Also, bridge ring. Not sure what to call this. Bridge ring? Bridge machine? Anyway, it's a device that takes particle clouds released by the puzzles and turns them into bridges made of tetrominoes. Correctly assembling a bridge out of 8 particle clouds is required to reach the tower, so clearly another layer of puzzles. The simulation had tetromino puzzles too, although in a different form. Could their presence here be symbolic? I don't have a clue. And our social media is lighting up. Oh, that sucks. Okay, fucking fine. Oh, I'll get to that prompt later in a second. I have to actually read the things first. From Libistros, I think? Or possibly Listerios. I am having a really difficult time reading that blue text and that gray background for some reason. Hey, I'm curious, has anyone actually met 1K? Zagara, by the Founders Pistons. I hope he is. You're right, that sucks. Multi, they do go ahead and male gender me, and I find that frustrating. By the Founders Pistons, I hope he's interested in mechanical engineering or something. We desperately need more people to keep the city functional so we don't have to rely on Melville to repair the stuff that Pellegrino fixes. Pellegrino. Hey! Remember when you fixed the door to the mayor's office? How long was Herman stuck in there? You trap one mayor in his office for a week and you're marked for life. Rodam. I hope he's an artist. What we really need is new stories, new ideas to lift our spirits. Aurena. You know, if we just kept growing, we wouldn't have to worry about this. We wouldn't have to imprison poor 1K in a cage of expectations. Thekla. 1K will be whatever the progenitor intended him to be, and whatever the founder foresaw when she established the goal. Neath. He's really interested in history, which is an excellent start. Some of you could learn a thing or two from his attitude. We're allowed to give our own input into this gratefully. I don't know who I want to be. I'm still deciding. I want to explore. I don't see a contradiction between engineering and art. I'm sure the founder's intent will reveal itself in time, or I will find my own path. I don't see a contradiction between engineering and art. Libistros. You're right, of course. It's a false dichotomy. There's no need to feel pressured, 1K. I was just curious. Zagaron. But without power and resources, there's no art. Just saying. Listen, you're not wrong.
I ran the samples I collected so far.
Uh-huh.
The soil sample results are in line with what would be expected in this type of environment. The samples from the above-ground structures, though, I tried dating them, but the results just don't make sense. None of the typical molecular markers are present. These walls could have been made 10,000 years ago or yesterday. I could try to estimate an age based on erosion and plant growth, but I'm not sure that would make sense given how weird everything else is.
Good work, Yakut. Keep at it.
I like very much that as the different characters speak, they have little like social media profile, for lack of a better term, profile pics pop up in the corner to let you know who's speaking. And Yakut's has his with his cats.
1K, what's up?
Would you like to tell me about yourself?
I don't know if there's much to tell. I'm not that interesting. I'm just a member of the scavenging team. Well, senior member. Lead scavenger, I guess. There's not that many of us left, to be honest, and Garrus doesn't get along with the mayor. What else? I have a cat named Bruce. I like old music. I have a collection of antique bottles. I think that's it.
Why did you become a scavenger?
I've always loved exploration, seeing new places, that feeling that you're the first person to set foot somewhere after all this time. But you know, it's not even that. It's just seeing new things. The world is full of remarkable sights, and experiencing them changes you. It's not the same as just reading about it.
I agree. Discovering the world enriches our lives. I think true change only comes through introspection. I dislike this false binary. I think that discovering the world gives us more tools through which to inspect into ourselves, and interrogating our worldview gives us more tools with which to explore the world. I guess discovering the world I think discovering the world enriches our lives is more true than change only comes from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every time I go on another mission, I find something that surprises me, that extends my horizons in ways I couldn't have anticipated. The world is so much bigger than we are. It contains things that we can't even imagine. And if we limit ourselves to our own minds, we'll never grow.
Tell me about Bruce.
He's 5 years old, half goofball, half psychopath, loves sticking his head into things, chews cables, pees on electrical stuff. Melville banned him from her workshop, but he loves visiting her and peeing on her equipment.
Why do you collect bottles?
I just find it fascinating that these fragile objects have survived for so long. Plus, they're kind of pretty.
Yeah. You're kind of pretty. Do you want to solve some of these puzzles?
Oh no, please, no puzzles. I'm so bad at puzzles. I barely got out of the booting process. Elohim thought I might be defective.
That's not nice. What's the farthest you've ever been from New Jerusalem?
It might be this. Although there was an expedition to a superconductor storage facility up north, incredibly well preserved, but the logistics were an absolute nightmare. Now that I think about it, there might be some of that in you.
Listen, it's not the first time someone's called me a nightmare. Oh, you mean the superconductor. Right. Have you ever seen anything like the megastructure in your travels?
Our ancestors built some pretty amazing things: huge cities, factories, mines, monuments to their history, but nothing quite like this, no.
All right. That's all for now. Uh, 4 is apparently up this way. So what the shit are you? There's just a palm reader out here on its lonesome. Oh, okay. This is going to be the equivalent of like the terminals from Talos Principle 1. This is where we get our text dumps. So founding _1 from Hypatia's Journals, Volume 1, The Founding of New Jerusalem. Day 1. We finally set out from the dam today. The site that Athena and Cornelius picked for the city isn't far, but the vegetation makes the going difficult. We found the secondary supply site easily enough, thanks to Alexandria Drennan's instructions, but while I still have to compile a detailed inventory, it seems that many of the more complex materials are in a bad shape. They must have expected the simulation to fulfill its purpose a lot sooner, but then they probably expected all 12 of us to be there from day 1, not just Athena. Tonight, we have to use the 2 recharging pods that we brought from the dam in 4-hour shifts, which is just as well. There's no telling what sort of critters are hiding in the undergrowth, and most of them will have to learn that our kind isn't edible. Baby steps. From the introduction to Are We There Yet? Where We Came From, Where We're Going, and Why You'll Need Snacks by Valerie Contero Romero. Sometimes people point at the last few hundred or thousand years of human history and say, look at how ugly it all is. Look at what a mess we've made. Maybe modernity was a bad idea. Maybe we should stick to living like cavemen. And I get it. It is ugly and messy. But the mistake is thinking that where we are right now is the endpoint, that this is the adulthood of the human species. I mean, try to apply what you know about human development to human history. Think about babies. Babies are ugly. Admit it, we all know it. They look like tiny old people covered in mucus. They have soft heads, and they grow into children, tiny sociopaths with underdeveloped brains. And they become teenagers, pimply, self-righteous lunatics driven by hormones. And then slowly, if you're lucky, they gradually become adults. The development of the human individual is always ugly and messy, but that's the point. It's development towards something. The same applies to humanity as a whole. On a geological scale, we've barely just come into existence. We've gotten through the baby phase, just about survived our childhood, but we're barely teenagers. Stopping here would be disastrous, and a betrayal of everything that we could still become. We may feel the weight of history on our shoulders, but this is just the prologue. To put it in pop culture terms, we haven't even made it out of the tutorial yet. Just because it's all pimples and hormones and frustration right now doesn't mean it's never going to change. And Dead City. From Considerations of Beginnings and Endings by Elwyn, 256. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was a date. No, this is Elwyn 256, one of our fellow humans, Mark II. I think all that time that Athena spent in the Dead City changed her. I don't think she had conceived of the goal before. I think she believed fully in the naively optimistic ideas of Alexandria Drennan. But walking through those ruins is a visceral experience, and she spent a great deal of time there looking for resources. It's the sheer amount of death that gets to me. How many animals our ancestors killed, many to the point of extinction. Entire species eradicated, sometimes for the most superficial reasons. Whenever humans arrived somewhere, death would follow. And then the great blowback, the deaths of billions of thinking beings, the extinction of humanity itself. It's too horrific to truly imagine, but I suspect the founders spent a great deal of time doing just that. That's when she must have realized there was no way back to the growth-obsessed, all-consuming civilization of the past. Woof. Continuously. Alternative option. Pardon me. There's our progress wheel. It's behind a green gate. And we have here our old friends, Box and Fan. So, we know what to do with this. We put the box on top of the fan. Now we take the converter. And can we hit the connectors from here? We can't. Because they are through... We can see them, but they're behind glass. And that apparently doesn't count for purposes of being able to tell the connector to connect. What the hell's this thing? Use Prometheus terminal. You have no tokens. You are not alone in your quest for the light. Find one of my sparks, and I will free the fire hidden in this labyrinth. Oh, okay.
Looks like Prometheus has given us a way to circumvent some of these puzzles.
So each puzzle has a backdoor. I guess the mythological Prometheus was kind of a trickster, so that tracks.
Okay, so we can pop up here and select the things. But that doesn't help much because we're going to have to just set the thing down. Oh, holy shit. That's so good. So the in Talos Principle 1, as soon as you set a connector down, then it would lose the connections that you had set it for. But now we can right-click as we pick up one of these to keep the connections. That's so nice. Okay, so we have them connected. We just need to put the box back on the thing. Now we right-click to keep those connections. We can put it on top of the box. And turn the hoops and turn the switch on. There we go. I just knocked that down, didn't I? Nope, it's fine.
Good work. Keep going.
I mean, it's not like I was gonna stop, Al. Like, what do you think I'm gonna do? Oh, here's Byron. Let's have a chat with Byron.
Tell me, what did you make of New Jerusalem?
It's bigger than I thought it would be. It's lovely. It feels like a museum. It's beautiful, but decaying. It's falling apart, man. It's fantastic. Self-contained, self-sufficient. Everything is so harmonious. It's clearly not that because they have rolling blackouts. It's bigger than I thought it would be.
It does look very grand, doesn't it? We had such ambitions in the beginning, but if you look closely, you'll notice the cracks. The places where it's all starting to fray. We've lost faith in ourselves, in our humanity. All we need to do now is finish that dome and we'll be trapped in our perfectly neat little tomb.
I wanted to ask you a question.
Of course, ask away.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm someone who was born a long time ago, when we couldn't afford to romanticize the past and demonize progress, when the value of human civilization was evident because it was so close to being gone. I'm someone who believes that human beings are important, terribly, desperately important, because intelligent life is rare and precious. I suppose you could say I'm old-fashioned.
I like the idea of old-fashioned, meaning having fire for life still, as opposed to, you know, wanting to go back to fucking racist ideals. Like I continually fucking hear about now. I'm gonna try to not do that too much. It's difficult because it's a game specifically about like society and progress and what that means and fucking like we have our hope for the future, we really do, but it is not I think controversial to say that shit's fucking dire in the world right now. What's the role of puzzles in our culture?
When Alexandra Drennan was trying to find a way of creating true AI, she stumbled upon the idea that curiosity and playfulness are core characteristics of intelligence. So she built the simulation around a game, because playing is part of what makes us human. We also retain some of that code, as I'm sure you noticed when you were booting up. Because of that, puzzles have always been important to our culture. To me, they represent the idea that the application of reason can lead us forward. None of which explains why these puzzles are here or who built them, but I think it shows that there must be some kind of intent behind them, perhaps a test.
So what do you think about the megastructure?
It's a mystery. Not just because it's technologically far ahead of us, but because we genuinely don't understand its purpose. And I think that's wonderful. It's just what we needed as a civilization.
You and Alcatraz seem to have an odd friendship.
Because we disagree on just about everything, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, here's the secret. Al is honest. He believes what he believes because it seems right to him, not because it gives him power over others. I respect that. In fact, I prefer that to someone who agrees with me just because I'm one of the first companions.
Right. That is all. Uh, let's just keep fucking going. Look at this. Well, it says 5 is over that way, but the gate, whatever it is back this way. So let's go look at that. The path to it being flanked by a couple of statues that were made of what I have to assume is copper because it's starting to get all verdigreed. Or starting to. It's quite verdigreed, but there's still some of the, like, copper showing through. And indeed, here is a gate.
Golden gates. I wonder what's behind those. Has to be something special, right?
You know what would be special? An explanation.
So the gate is gold with engravings on it. A lot of it is just sort of flowery. Well, no, that's not flowers, is it? Those are Mandelbrot patterns, I think. It's sort of recursive, curls in on itself. But in addition to that, there's also a sort of quadtic of engravings. Here is one of the Mark IIs standing in front of an old terminal with an eye looking down on it. And then underneath that we have a large Mark II standing next to a bunch of slightly smaller ones. Over here is a dome being built and an engine being built also, or having been built. And then beneath that is a dome with a bunch of spires in it. So this is sort of the, I guess, story of humanity Mark II so far. The simulation, the founder waking up, creating other Mark IIs, the building of New Jerusalem, and then finally it's completed in the dome. There's nothing particularly telling us how to get into this. Gold puzzles. It looks like there's an additional set of puzzles protected by golden gates that can't be accessed yet. Assuming there's some kind of logical pattern to all this, those gates will probably open up once the correct conditions are met. Does that mean solving all the other puzzles, or maybe it's something else as well? It's hard to know at this point, so perhaps something we should prioritize much later. And then here's Byron gushing about the tower. There's an ambition expressed by this building, a sense of purpose that I find really admirable. It's big, but also intricate, detailed. That feels like a statement. We should explore this building as soon as possible. Trying my best. In the meantime, let's just, for now, keep following this path. Head out over this way to presumably where puzzle 5 is. That's what the sign says. I don't know why the sign would lie to us. Taking us through a little bunker with a kind of pool in it. Which I am exploring for the hell of it. said I, yep. There we go. And this is puzzle 5, right? Yes, it is. Through the door. Walk right through the door. Oh, hey. It's a connector. The first one of these we've seen, actually. So there's the wheel, locked by a green gate. We have a red emitter and a gate, another barrier that's locked by a button. So let's put the connector on the button. We can get in here. Oh, fun. Alright, there's a jammer in here that's locked in its own little jammer jail. And it's opening the door that we used to get in here, but we're going to take it and use it to open that gate over there instead. Because I think there's a connector behind that gate. Or, yeah, not a connector, it's a converter. Let's grab that and bring it out here. It's a pretty big area. What the hell else is back here? Nothing really. This is all empty space. Okay, so I think this is easy enough. We just take, well, first of all, we'll take the jammer and use it to reopen that gate there. And we'll grab the connector, or the converter rather. I need to make those distinct. Use it to move that. Put that down there. So that we can take the connector and Oh, okay, I see. So I was looking at this and was like, well, I can't actually get the connector far enough out to be able to use it the way I want. But that's okay, because I don't actually need to do that. I need to use the connector to connect the blue to blue to keep the gate that the jammer is currently jamming open by regular means. And that means the jammer is free to jam that other gate back there so that we don't need something pressing down on that button at all. So we can in fact just take the converter, select the things, red and green make blue, and send that off to the receiver over there. Dark Souls font wheel progressed. Incoming group call.
I have good news and I have bad news. Still no idea what those particle clouds are, but I've managed to fix the transport system. I mean, I fixed another bit of it. Well, it goes to one more station now. Don't complain. 2 stations are better than none.
I wonder what's waiting for us there. What's the problem? Or an impressive success rate. Which it is.
Sarcasm. Famously helpful. Why did we bring you along again?
I wasn't being sarcastic. Hey, you took something that nobody understood how the fuck it worked and you made it work like with very minimal knowledge. That's in fact incredible. I'm sorry, it was meant to be a joke.
Relax, newbie. I'm just pulling your leg. Which I helped make, by the way, so you better be grateful.
Let's stay focused. We're in unfamiliar territory. We can't afford to get distracted.
Al's right. Yakut, What does the next site look like?
It's a plateau in the mountains. Seems like more of an open area with scattered structures, less enclosed. Couldn't tell much from the drone feed. There's a lot of trees. Looks pretty, though.
Okay. Keep exploring, everyone, but stay alert.
Ah, fantastique. Yeah. There was another palm reader over there. And I'll go to it in a second after I finish splashing in the pool. I just wanted to see if maybe I missed anything back there. But no. Alright. Trevor. The life of Trevor. Trevor Percival Donovan, known to his friends simply as Trev, never as Percy, was part of the Extended Lifespan project that formed the backbone of the simulation and the archive. He helped put together the hardware that made all of this possible. Like Alexander Drennan, he left behind a series of messages to the future. But, unlike Alexander Drennan or Arkady Chernevsky, he was forgotten. Not one building or street in New Jerusalem is named after him. I dug up his files from the archive, and I've been thinking about them a lot. Who is that from? It doesn't have a name attached to it. It's just a number.
So I heard that Alexandra is recording these time capsules for you out there, I guess? Robot people of the future, hi. And I thought to myself, surely they'll want to hear more than the wisdom and insight of a brilliant scientist like Alexander Drennan. Surely they also want to know what I was thinking, a dumbass hardware engineer from Staten Island. Tell us about your insights, Trevor. Why did you spend your last months on Earth helping a crazy old Russian guy build the world's biggest backup drive? Well, let me tell you my story. When I yes, Frank, I'm recording right now. Uh-huh. No. You know what? Why don't you go
Trevor being apparently a contentious person. Let's head off to 6 over this way. Unless I've gotten lost. Oh, nope. Yes, I did go the right way, just sort of roundabout, I guess. What are you? Some massive statue. That looks like a flower with an eyeball in the middle of it. What are you looking at? Just over there somewhere. At the sort of walls in the distance. All right, well, here's 6. Alternatives. Okay, so right in front of us we have a red locked gate. We have a red and a blue emitter and a couple of converters. So we know how to do this. We take the red and the blue and put that down, and that becomes green. Now we take the other converter and connect it to the blue and the green converter, and that becomes red. Except that I do it properly this time, actually connecting to the receiver. There we go. Now we have two more converters rather in this room, and there's our progress wheel locked behind a gate with a red and a blue emitter. Huh, okay. So we can't do this with the setup we currently have because the blue laser is back there, and it would be difficult to be able to connect to the blue from out here. In fact, no matter where we put this converter here, it would still create a laser that we'd have to, a load-bearing laser that we would have to break in order to make this go. Oh, no, but that's okay. Right. Got it. So we take the converter and we hit the two connectors that we already have, the green one and the red one, and that creates a blue laser, which we can just fire out, like so. And now that connector is blue, so we can hit it and that green connector to make a red and send that out that way. Wheel progress. New interface content available. Let's have a look. Another social media blast from Cryer. The long-awaited birth of our 1,000th and final citizen was interrupted today by an unknown projection in the skies. The projection, which identified itself as Prometheus, goaded New Jerusalem inhabitants in indecipherable incantations. The source of the projection was tracked to a remote, mysterious island. A team led by Byron is now en route to find out more. Other members of the expedition include Alcatraz, Melville, Yakut, and 1K. Mayor Hermanibus has once again called for calm and promises that New Jerusalem will be safe so long as its citizens do not forget the ideals of the goal as set forth by the founder. Cryer had sort of a newsman affectation when we spoke to him. I'm glad that's paid out. Which way was 7? Is it this way? There was a sign, I just didn't look at it at all. Yes. There's still also those two triangles, whatever the hell they are. Pardon me, Byron. Just on my way through over here to these puzzle rooms. You sure you don't want to do this one, Byron? It's number 7, you're number 7. Might be good to stretch the brain muscles. Self-sufficiency. Okay. So it's just one big room that is circular, with a circular sort of thingy in the middle of it. Where even is our progress wheel here? Because the center piece has two gates with oh, okay. Yeah, so the center thing in the middle has 2 gates which can be activated either by buttons or by different colored receivers. And there's also over here a fan launcher that's connected to a red receiver, and that, when we step on it, is going to launch us to the top of the center structure, which has our progress wheel on it. So we need to figure out how to get those things out of there so that we can use them to activate the deal. Can we pull the fan off of this? We sure can. Let's do that. Oh, so this one's a connector, not a converter. So that's one thing. But this one's a converter, though. Come here, please. Thank you. Okay, so we need to be able to get a red beam over there, which means the converter needs to have a green and a blue both. Huh. So the emitters are both behind the gates, so we need to have some way to open those up. But also, they are blue and green. Hang on. How far out can I put myself from here? I'm trying to think of a place where I can actually, like, get the... get the converter into a place where it can do literally anything, because the way the center sort of structure is it's really difficult to be able to have a look in on either of those. I assume we're supposed to take the connector and pull it out somewhere so that it can be more useful in getting the lasers to move around. Okay, I think it's like this. At the very least, this is a thing. And if it's not the thing, we'll figure the rest of that out later. We'll just... put the fan down on that button so we can pull the connector out like as far as it'll go. So there's the green laser for us. Connector over there to make a red laser so we can get this open. Or actually, can we just like send the laser over that way with like not a lot of difficulty? No, because it needs to hit the blue one also. Putting it on the rim is tall enough. Okay, no, this is fine. Let's do that like that. And then we'll connect those up that way. And I'll step on this button myself. Yeah, and that lets the converter keep that gate open also. And now the no, that's not it, is it? Because yes, that sends a red laser out to where we need it to go to activate the fan. But that doesn't matter because we took the fan blade off in order to be able to push this button. And when we get this button like when we take this fan off the button, then it's going to close that gap. Oh, no, that's completely fine. I just missed a part of it. Okay. So we'll keep all those connections. Except we also need to connect it to that receiver over there. Yeah, okay, so now that is being held open by the green laser. We can remove that button, or remove the fan from the button. We can put it back on the... well, what's happened? Why is that like that? Oh, because this gate closed, but that's fine. I can just stand on this button again, and that'll fix that problem. Alright, so now we took the fan blade off the button and put it back where it goes on the mechanism. All the lasers are going where they should, so it's actually getting power. We just foof ourselves up here. And use the progress wheel. All right, there's one more of those.
What did you just upload?
A photo?
I mean, technically you're right, but...
Is that? I can't tell what that is.
How did you even manage? You're literally taking a picture with your eyes, Melville. I don't even know how to make my eyes go out of focus.
It's just a picture of Melville's hands as they're looking down at the thing.
You've never listened to one of Herman's speeches.
Some of us are busy doing actual science, not just sightseeing. Thank you.
There's a little path back over here, like behind the rotunda area that we just came out of. Oh, all right. So here's one of the triangles. It's its own puzzle room. Interconnectivity.
It's strange that some of these puzzles seem disconnected from the rest. Like it's all unfinished.
Or still evolving.
All right. Let's go ahead and do the damn thing. What do we have? Well, work backwards. Where's our goal? Don't see it over there. Or over here, so we need to just sort of figure out these gates first. All right, so... Oh, no, here it is. It's behind this gate, which is locked by a green and a blue. There's a red emitter out here. And one brackets numeral 1 RGB converter. Let's drop that in there. We can at least use it to set on a button and open a gate. Which will let us into this area from the other side. So that's good. We can get a bit of a clearer picture of what's in here. There's a blue emitter. There's also another gate back here that's locked with a green that has 2 more connectors behind it. So I guess our first order of business is to be to grab this connector. We'll connect it to the blue just in case and set it on that button so that we can get back out into the main courtyard. So we can grab this converter. We connect it to that red and that blue to click in that green, except we can't do that. We can't, there's nowhere we can place this that's going to be able to see the red emitter and the green receiver at the same time. But that's okay. We actually just flip these. So we'll take the converter back over here, put it on top of the button. We'll use the connector that we have to extend the range of the red laser out to where the converter can actually see it. Just like put it as far out as we can. About there? Yeah, sure. That's good enough. Then we hit the blue receiver, the red connector over there, and the green receiver. I think I said blue receiver a moment ago. I meant emitter. It's fine. Set all that on the button, and then that opens that gate. So now we have 2 more connectors to play with. Hmm. Boo. So we need the converter out here. Because we need to be able to hit the red and the blue to make green. Hang on, let's just take one of these connectors we just got. And use it to connect to that blue emitter. And put it on the button because we need this gate open also. No, this is fine. It's just going to be a sort of weird tangle. That blue and that, nope, stop that. The blue and the red connectors, we just drop that there to make green. Oh, no, that's going to be more difficult than I thought. Because we have another connector to play with, but there's not a place that we can set that where we can get the blue laser from over there to the gate we need it at without it breaking one of the other lines. Oh, okay. No. This is the old thing. We just need to break all the stuff we've already done, but that's fine. Because what we're in fact going to do is take this blue laser, and bring it like all the way around here. Yes, this is the right way to do this. Hang on. I just need to figure out exactly how. So take this other connector. And yeah, we can drag this like all the way out here. Right, that's way out of the way of all the rest of this. So we can use this connector here, one that we have holding open the button, to extend the red laser like we had done. And now this is going to be threading the needle just a little bit, but the way we have it set up is going to be fine. We just connect that, the converter, to the red and the blue, and then the green receiver, and set that somewhere where it's not going to fuck everything up. And there we go. Wonderful.
The bridge ring seems to be fully charged now. Try accessing the tower, 1K.
I'll tell you what, Byron, I'll do that in a moment. I want to have a look at the proper puzzle 8 because this wasn't it. So apparently you don't have to do all of the numbered puzzles. The particles that come out for the bonus puzzles count just as well. I kind of forgot where puzzle 8 went off to. It's fine. I'm sure I'll reach a sign eventually and it'll push me around the corner out there in the street. Well, no, here's the gate again. Hang on. Hop. Hop. Yeah, it's saying that 8 is back this way. I went a little too far afield and now I have to go back. Hang on. Let's go ahead and use our Neum button. Alright, so this is where we went off the beaten path onto yet another beaten path. There are 2 beaten paths. We just took the one that was still very clearly traveled, but led to a secret thing. Except that it's not secret because, again, there was a path leading directly to it. Apparently 8 is over this way. But that's a lie, because this is like exactly where we just were. Is it like down here? Like under the bridge downtown where I drew some blood? Oh yeah, it sure is under the bridge downtown where I drew some blood. I'll tell you what, that looks like Melville right over there. Or maybe it's Alcatraz, I can't tell from this distance. But there's someone over there with a talkie bubble above their head, so let's go ahead and talk to them. It is Al. Hi, Al.
Everything okay?
Yeah, I just wanted to know more about you.
Me? Well, I was born when New Jerusalem was a lot smaller than it is now, and there was a lot of work to do. I wasn't really interested in technical stuff, engineering and so on, but I was good at keeping things organized. So I got involved with the administration side of things, making sure the scavenging teams focused on the right materials, keeping track of our energy usage, that sort of thing. I think we've accomplished what the founder wanted us to, and I'm proud that I helped make that happen. Byron doesn't see it that way, obviously, but I think sometimes he gets so lost in his dreams that he forgets to look at the real world.
Do you consider Byron a friend?
Of course. My best friend, in fact, and someone I've worked with hundreds of times over the centuries. A good person who cares about the world and the people in it. I just also think he's wrong about everything and extremely annoying.
I think he likes annoying you. I like that you can disagree and still be friends. I'm not sure I could be friends with someone I disagreed with so much. I think that he likes annoying you.
Oh, he does. He absolutely does.
Hey, the demon dog. How's it going? We're having a chit chat with Al here. We've been solving puzzles on a mysterious island because it appears to be our lot in life. After this conversation, I'm going to go to the break, and then we're going to do a couple more, and then we'll finish off this first series and see what the big tower that they keep pointing us at is all about. What do you think about the megastructure?
I don't know. It's obviously impressive, but I think we should be very careful. We're dealing with powers we don't really understand.
I'm having more water with ice again. It's very good. I bought a bag of ice so I can have so I can have as much as I want. Legitimately, I don't know if you enjoying ice as much as you do as a bit or not. If it is something that you are genuinely enjoying, I'm genuinely very happy for you. I also started the webcomic script. Hell yeah. This is the one with your sad bisexuals in it. What do you think about that lab I found?
I think the only reason to build a lab in so remote a location is because you're trying to hide what you're doing. Or because what you're doing is dangerous.
What does the goal mean to you?
To me, it means accepting a certain amount of humility. Our ancestors thought they could master the world with no regard for any other organisms. They failed to see themselves as part of a greater whole. I think the founder realized where they went wrong and tried to offer us a different path. A path where we have a place in this world, but the world is not ours.
I'm enjoying it a lot. Water is so good when it's cold. I do agree. Uh, I tend to enjoy cold water better than like a room temperature water, but I just like tend to get a bottle of water and then just throw it in the freezer for a couple of hours so that it's cold when I need it. What could these puzzles mean?
Well, puzzles, or trials, as Elohim calls them, were used as part of the process that created the Founder, and they're still part of how we're born. They symbolize the human ability to understand the world and solve problems. But nowadays, they don't have a practical application. They are a common motif in the arts, though. The only physically existing puzzles I can think of are in the Museum of the Simulation. So, to answer your question, no idea.
What's happening is with the ice is that the fridge doesn't have an ice machine, and then I realized I could just get a lot of it. Yeah. They sell whole bags of the stuff. I don't necessarily recommend stealing usually, but like I should actually stop that sentence right there. Yeah. So, is it an all right time to go to break? Which I am going to do, and then we're going to do Puzzle 8, and then go check out the tower. Before I do that, I want to take this opportunity to remind you that Black Lives Matter, that Indigenous lives and lands matter, the lives of people of color matter, that Palestinian, Ukrainian, Sudanese, Congolese, Iranian lives matter. There are many ways to be in solidarity with your fellow travelers upon this earth, and we like to push for direct mutual aid, as it helps people who are suffering right now suffer less, and people who have a firm foundation under them don't need as big a lever to move the world. So on the break, I'm going to go to my social media, to the mutual aid hashtag, and boost what needs I can there. I recommend that you take the opportunity to check out mutual aid initiatives in places you operate, both online and in meet space, because the only way we get out of this is through. The only way we get through this is together. In the meantime, maybe do a stretch, or have a snack, drink some water, take your meds. If it's time for you to take your meds, do whatever self-care is useful to you. I'll do the same. And I'll catch you back here in just a little bit. Hey, I'm back. So I went to have a look at the video options to see if I could maybe do something about the frame rate, but there's nothing I can do about the frame rate. It's the frame rate's as good as it's gonna get with what I'm asking the computer to do. I did, while I was in there, remember that the reason that I kept saying that the red laser looks more orange is specifically because I had the colorblind option on. So that's why. I also let the cat in because the cat wanted in. Cat is currently pacing the other side of the couch, trying to find a place to sit where they can both be comfortable and interrupt what I'm doing. Entanglement. All right, so where's our progress wheel? Back there. It's locked by a green gate. We don't have a green emitter available to us. In fact, all of the emitters are locked behind various things. That one, there's the red one, behind the button gate. Here's another green gate with a box. And here's another button gate with a whole bunch of stuff behind it. First of all, the converter, which we're going to need. So let's grab that. There's also a there's also a floor fan. We cannot take the blade off of the mechanism. And, huh. Okay. So we can see where the red and the blue emitter are, and that makes green. So we just need to get the converter onto here. Well, no, that doesn't work that way, does it? Because in order to activate this fan, the switch needs to be on, which is fine, but also that green receiver over there needs to be active. So we need to be able to get the green laser over here before we put the combiner up in the air. Can we do that with what we have? Like, probably. I mean, yes, there must be a way to do it. It is a puzzle. It was set out with a solution. I just need to figure out what it is. But okay, I forgot this step over here, the one with the box in it. So here's what we do about that. We're going to grab this connector. And we're going to bring it over here. We're going to connect it to that red emitter there. Then set it down on this button so that we can actually get the beam for the red emitter out of there. And then we're going to take our converter and we're going to hit the blue emitter over there and the red connector that we have set up over there. That makes green. We're going to set this down on the button and have it hit that receiver over there so we can open that gate and get the box out. I kind of thought once I had done that, the solution would present itself to me. But nothing doing. So I guess what we can do now is... Here, we can take that connector off. And we can use the box to activate that instead. That means we can pull the red beam out even further. Okay, but not that far apparently. Connections, just pull back a little bit. There we go. No, because we need something on this switch so that we can actually just like get into and out of here. And if it's not the connector or the box doing that, then I don't know how we're supposed to get like all of the elements in there. Here, actually, I think I can just do this with my body. That's the missing piece, I think. Where did the other robots go? So, our team that we have with us is much smaller than the... It's just like, I think 4 of us. There's Melville, who's an engineer, Yakut, who sort of is the pilot and is just kind of hanging around. There's Byron, who's the researcher, Alcatraz, who's another researcher, and us. All of the other ones are sort of walking around, kind of looking at stuff. We've talked to Yakut and Alcatraz and Byron already. Melville isn't, I think, on this part of the island with us because they're trying to get the fast travel system working. All of the rest of the robots are back in the city. I think it's cool that there's robots in this one in general. I agree with you. And I like the cat. And I like the sort of way that they've come at the question of, like, all other things being equal, how do we, like, build for a whole bunch of us? I like that they're all, like, individuals. They're not just, like, carbon copies of each other. Everybody has their own, like, customization on their chassis and different affectations in their speech. You know, like everyone. I enjoy that the kind of easy solution of, oh, they're robots, so we just make them all, like, pretty similar is not the way that the dev team went with, you know, what happens when you have a whole bunch of AIs at once. We took a nap and woke up, so hello again. I'm glad to have been your your somnatic psychopomp. We've done the sort of first chunk of puzzles on the East Island. I'm just trying to kind of figure out how this one goes. I feel like there's something obvious that I'm missing. Because, like, so in order to do the things we need to do, we need to be able to get this connector, or this converter rather, on top of a box and have it up in the air. In order to do that, we need the green laser to be active. We get the green laser by connecting the red and the blue laser to the converter. And the problem I'm having with that is that we need to be able to open up both of these gates at once in order to really make that happen. And we don't have enough elements to be able to do that. Or we do, we must, because it's a puzzle that was designed with a solution. But I'm not seeing it. Is there something else in here that I just missed along with the emitter? Hang on. Let me go ahead and get in there and look. Nope, doesn't look it. Okay, hang on. Let me try and do it this way. Just let me pull all of this back, and we'll just look at the practicality of it. So, come here, please, the connector. Thank you. I'm going to put the connector down here on this switch to at least open this back gate that has all of the elements we need. Put the box on top of the fan. We connect the converter to the blue emitter and the red emitter over here. And I guess let's go ahead and connect it to that too while I'm thinking about it, and also the receiver that it's meant to actually attach to. Although I think that's not how that's going to go. I think the walls that surround that one are too high, and then I'm going to have to end up like putting this in the air and then using that connector over there to drag the green laser out to where I need it to go. Okay, so this is how this bit has to look eventually. Or, no, not quite. Hang on, I need to connect it to that over there as well. So can you see the red? Oh, yeah, you sure can. Okay, that's so much easier than I was making it. This is why we do the fucking practical. This is why we do the fucking practical, because once you actually see it, it's, like, easier to note where you're going wrong. All right, so I just set the connector out here on top of this. That'll keep that gate open. Then I go stand on this one. That'll open that gate and connect all the things the way I want them to. It'll put our green laser in the air. I don't need that gate open, nor do I need this gate open, so I can use this connector. To hit the combiner from over there and that receiver. There we go. Wheel progressed.
Good. Let's get some measurements from this particle cloud.
All right. There's still another hidden puzzle around here somewhere. But I don't want to fuck around with that right now. I want to go have a look at the tower and see what's over there. I'm remembering playing this originally. And the thing that I'm remembering about playing this originally is that I got really, really mad at some of the tower stuff. So it's going to be real interesting when we get into there. I don't quite remember why I was so upset, but I do remember putting out a couple of like posts on social media that was just like live posting some upsets. We'll see, I guess. First of all, let's tap the ring. I can definitely understand why you would get upset with those. I'm gonna feel... It's gonna be interesting to remember why. Alright, so... we have a bunch of puzzle pieces. And we need to make them work to make into a bridge. The puzzle pieces are like tetrominoes, because
I don't know if this is relevant.
obviously they are.
Walt believed that tetrominoes represented the name of God and God's ability to reshape the world.
That's great, Al.
True, but he was also mad as a hatter.
One man's madness is another man's genius.
No, that's not it. If we shook it around that way, I think that's not going to help. No. Right, so that needs to go this way first, I guess. Oh, well, that's nothing. Okay. Does it go like that? Oh, yeah, there it goes. Two elves like catty corner to each other.
I was terrible at the tetromino arrangers.
Those are actually the only ones I was good at. What? I'm just saying.
All right, well. Great big tower ahead of us, still flanked by the sort of vertigreen copper statues. I'm just gonna walk into this triangular opening. And see how this goes.
Some kind of anti-gravity?
I'm not sure. Could be, I guess.
How about I step into it and test it with my body? Could you do it? Could you give yourself?
In the
Okay.
beginning, the gods shaped humankind out of the clay of the earth and gave them life with their own breath. But who is closer to perfection, the creator or the created?
It's a sphinx. Nothing but. Some good choices right off the jump. What the hell are you talking about, lady? The creators, because they came from nature. The created, because they came from art, not chaos. They are the same, for they share the same breath. Neither, they cannot be compared. Neither, because perfection is impossible. Neither, because perfection is impossible.
The man who lives on the plains imagines that the gods dwell on the mountaintop. But if he followed the steep road, he would see his shadow in the clouds beneath. When Prometheus saw that humankind was more alike in nature to the gods than to the animals, he stole the secret of fire from Olympus and shared it with the mortals.
Yeah.
Was his theft justified?
I mean, I guess my question is, who does he need to justify it to? I suppose the answer to that question is the gods who tied him up and had his liver pecked out by birds for the remainder of time. Yes, because knowledge belongs to all. Yes, because parents should not leave their children helpless. No, fire was not for humankind to have. I say, negating my own existence, apparently. No, because knowledge must be earned, not given. Fuck that also. Zeus did not create fire, it was not his to own in the first place. I like that one.
If Zeus did not own fire, why should humankind? Angered by the betrayal of Prometheus, Zeus punished humankind by creating Pandora. He gave her a box, and when she opened it, from inside escaped sorrow and suffering. All that remained within was hope. What does this mean?
Good question. Hope may still be found if we are willing to look for it. Zeus intended for humankind to have hope, it should have been released. Hope is itself an evil, like sorrow and suffering. We are lucky that it did not escape. Ah, that most vicious of all treasures. Zeus intended for humankind not to have hope, so it remains trapped. We suffer, but we do not anticipate suffering. This is a blessing as Zeus intended it. It's one of these things where I could really give a fuck what Zeus wants. Zeus sucks. I don't think hope is evil. But hope without work is just spinning your wheels. Hope may still be found if we are willing to look for it, I think.
Those who seek hope should ask themselves why it was imprisoned with the world's evils.
Right.
You stand before the fire. Will it make you whole, or will it destroy you? Consider the shadows cast by the flame, but do not mistake them for truth.
Reference to the allegory of the people in the cave by the Greek guy. Now I remember why I didn't fucking like you. Because it doesn't matter what the hell you pick, she's always... Okay. Very negative. It's like, you're wrong. Constantly. So...
Look at my stream. The beam 1K activated is connecting to the pyramid.
That looks like a massive amount of power.
Incoming group call.
We need to talk about what just happened. Thoughts?
I'd say there are two distinct issues here. What is the being 1K spoke to, and what is the function of the beam?
Let's start with the Sphinx.
It seems similar to the apparition in New Jerusalem. Presumably the same technology.
What I'd like to know is what we're dealing with, ontologically speaking. Was this a sentient being or some kind of recording?
I think it was sentient. It seemed to react to what I was saying. I'm not sure. The interaction wasn't long enough. I don't think so. I think it's some kind of security system. I'm not sure. The interaction wasn't long enough.
Let's skip that issue for now. What really matters here is what it was trying to achieve by asking those questions.
It seemed sort of threatening, to be honest. It was testing me. No idea. I think it was just being cryptic to annoy me. Or I have no idea. All four of these things are true to some extent. It was just being cryptic to annoy me.
Remember what I said about switching it off?
I thought it seemed like... brittle isn't quite the right word. A challenge, maybe?
That's an interesting thought. There's clearly some sort of testing component to this place. You solve the puzzles, you get access to the towers, you enable a beam, and if you do it 3 times, you get access to the megastructure.
Maybe, but why?
I don't know. It's a mystery. Don't you like mysteries, Al? Everybody likes a good mystery.
You know what I like? Certainty.
Come on, Al, live a little. We should be careful. We don't know what these apparitions... We don't know that these apparitions are benign. We're all doomed, or say nothing. I think it's not my place to poke, Al. I think I'm just gonna hit say nothing.
You know how you get from mystery to certainty?
By solving puzzles?
Yep. 1K, you know the drill. The rest of you, as you were.
Right. So, I am indeed remembering the reason that I didn't like the Sphinx. And it's because the Sphinx always just gainsays whatever you say. It's not that she has a difference of opinion that you're, like, both trying to work out and find middle ground on. It's just that she's always just trying to negate what you're saying. And that's unbelievably fucking frustrating. Fucking the epitome of a bad faith argument. All right. Yeah, Sphinx is the most annoying one. I remember that we do have, like, chats with Prometheus, and I'm going to go with another character. I remember who it is, but I'm trying to remain spoiler-free to the best of my ability. Is it gonna be it? Yeah, it's like 8:54. I think I'm gonna like get to the other side of the Tetramino Bridge and just call it for the evening. Or I'm going to fall in the lake. I could do that too. I can just be down here in the lake. It's apparently not very deep. I can sort of wander around here in a waist-high lake. Just kind of exploring the lake now. Because, you know, why wouldn't I? I'm down here. Might as well see what all there is to see out here in the lake. There is a little island out here in the lake. Is there anything of interest on the island? Doesn't really look like it. Pile of rocks. Oh, no, there's frogs out here. Hooray. I'm glad that there are frogs out here. Frogs are people too, you know. Let's go ahead and...
Here for now. Let's head over to the next site.
I am exploring, Byron. I agree with you, but, like, I want to look at stuff. This is about as far back as we can go. In shit is that? Okay, there's another little bundle of... okay. Another little bundle of particles. And when I got too close to it, we got a little pickup in the music and it whooped away from us, so I'm gonna follow those particles. Where are you going, buds? Are you going out to Frog Island? Kind of looks it. Nope, you're going out past Frog Island, back to the mainland. Past the little roundello. Oh, you're curving. We're still on the lake. Going parallel to the shore now. Oh. Presumably it's up this way? Or are you gonna go under the Tetramino Bridge? Make me look a fool. Well, I think he got away from me. I do not see where it went to. Yeah, the music went back. I did lose it. All right. All right, so I'm gonna call the stream here. We'll maybe do that chase sequence at the start of next stream and sort of figure out what else there is to. Well, maybe see if we can't find that other triangle puzzle, and if not, we'll just move on over to the next chunk of the East Island. So, thank you, Demon Dog. Thank you, Multi, for coming in to join me. Thank you to anyone watching this as a VOD. I'm September of the Free Association. And next stream is going to be tomorrow. I'm going to be doing more of this. Until then, I love you. Keep yourself safe. Find something to do and do it. Later.